So why are we here? We're here because a year ago, in the fall, in Jena, Louisiana, there's still a whites-only tree. We're here because a young 16-year-old last year who had hopes and dreams of being a football star at a college of his choice was sent to prison for 22 years, or to be charged with a sentence of 22 years, for standing up for his honor and for having a fight, a schoolyard fight. I'm here just to bring you the facts of what's really going on in Jena, Louisiana, and the reason for this march. Last fall, a student sat under a tree. After asking the principal why all white students sat under the tree, he asked permission to sit underneath that same tree. The following day, 3 nooses were hung underneath that tree as a symbol of terrorism, or way we would interpret nooses. The next day, a couple of students fought, and 93 football stars stood underneath that tree in solidarity, holding hands as a peaceful protest. The school got angry. They brought all the students into an auditorium, and the DA from Jena, Louisiana sat in front of them and pointed at the black students and said, "If you do not stop talking about these nooses, I will sign your life away with the stroke of my pen." Subsequent fights came out in the town. Racial tensions stirred up. There was a fight. A gun was taken away from a white student who was not charged on pulling a gun on 6 young black boys at a convenience store buying pieces of candy. However, those black boys were charged with theft of a weapon and also with assault and battery. Later on, these black students tried to go to a school function, and when they did, they were beaten. One of them specifically, Robert Bailey, was beaten by these white students. The next day, following weeks actually, at the schoolhouse, there was a fight between the white students who did the beating on the black student and a black student and his friends. Those 6 black boys were charged with attempted second-degree murder. And after a public outcry, and only after that public outcry, did those charges get dropped to attempted conspiracy, commit battery, and attempted battery. This is why we are here. Because none of those students who hung those nooses, who beat the boy Robert Bailey at a party, or who pulled a gun out on 6 black students did not get charged. And still, in 2006 and 2007, there is a whites-only tree. We are here protesting not only for those 6 black boys, but on behalf of all black children and any minority who is discriminated against in this year 2007, more than a half of a century after the Civil Rights Movement. This is why we are here. So I thank you for your attendance and hope that you bring this message to your brothers and sisters who are not here today and let them know that racism still exists. Discrimination still exists in a country who we think is the #1 in the first world. We call ourselves civilized, but is lynching civilized? Is acts of terrorism, are they civilized? Are discriminating against black children, having a whites-only tree, and sentencing them to 22 years possibly for a schoolyard fight, is that civilized? Ask yourself the question.